What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Vic and I drive this 2008 Honda Civic Si, which I am currently modifying at the moment. Before going through the walkthrough, I do have a little story about how my front lip got damaged. So if you guys want to know how that happened, stick around. But if not, there's a timestamp down below and you guys can go straight to the walkthrough, guys. So this happened, I want to say about like a week ago. I was on my way home from work. I think it was like 100 and something out. I don't know. You know how it is out here in Arizona. It's like Chronicles of Riddick outside. All jokes aside, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hear like scraping and something pretty much just hits up underneath the bottom of my car and I'm hearing scraping. So I'm hearing scraping, I'm like, what is that? You know, so I kind of slow down a little bit. And after I slow down, as I look out the back mirror, I see my lip just fly up. And I'm like, oh, bruh. And this is on the freeway, so like I can't stop and pull over and try to get it. So I quickly go to, to try to get in my right lane and basically try to exit so I can loop back around to get the lip. And by this time, I'm just like, you know what? Should I go back for it? But I'm thinking like, I can't leave my lip behind. I loop back around, I get on the freeway. Luckily, there was no cars there because it was right before you get onto the freeway. So I, made this quick left, parked. I run out, I grab the lip, and I mean, it's tore up. And I'm just like, damn, it's not salvageable. So this is what the lip looks like. It's been ran over, obviously, and what failed is the front bumper, I think, because when I'm looking at this here, I don't see any tire marks to where it can, actually, because I was thinking that maybe the tires would drag it down. And of course my bumper's all messed up. But look at the chunk that it took out right here. Like, look at this square. But yeah, as you can see, this one right here is worse because I mean it just took a big chunk out of my front bumper. What I can do is make some L brackets so that way when I get the new lip, which I did order, I can fasten it. I do have to get it painted, but yeah, man, this is unfortunate. You kind of have to just roll with the punches. Yep. Anyways, for those of you guys that stuck around, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the real ones. Let's get into the walkthrough. So this is a 2008 Honda Civic Si. Originally got the vehicle back in February of 2020. Believe it or not, it had full bolt-ons and it was already tuned. Shout out to the previous owner. She kept it up pretty good. The paint was still good, so that was what kind of attracted me to the car. Paid $6,500 for the vehicle, and at the time it had around 140,000 miles. Let's just start with the outside. So as you guys know, I did do the FD2 conversion. I started with the front actually, so let's go over to the front. The main goal is to make the car look like an FD2, and of course it's not an FD2. It's never going to be an FD2, but I had a vision and I wanted to make it look like an FD2 because that's kind of like my dream car, so to say. So I know there's a lot of people that say, oh man, why are you trying to make it look like a Type R? It's not a Type R. Well, bro, like I know it's not a Type R, but I mean, this is my car. I can do what I want. I build it for me, not for anybody else. Unfortunately, I can't tell you guys where I got it because I had a friend order it for me, and I believe he told me he ordered it from overseas. Fitment is actually pretty good. Excuse the bumper tabs. I will be getting like the hidden quick latch, so that way you won't be able to see it from the outside. And looking up top on the windshield here, I do have a Hybrid Racing banner, and that's pretty much, I use that for a visor for the sun because, it's black and it blocks out light, so anything to block out the light. I could get a tint strip, but I kind of wanted to get that so that way that takes care of that, because the windshield that you guys know on the 8thgens are pretty massive. So definitely recommend it to get some cover or tint strip or something that you guys can have shade, especially out here in the desert. So these window visors I got from Hard Motion. They are a Mugen style visor and they're not OEM, but I plan on getting OEM. And I plan on putting these on the daily. So as soon as I get those, I'll go ahead and swap them out. I did get these Mugen style side skirts from a buddy of mine who went wide body, and I'll put the picture of his car right here. So, I mean, he pretty much gave it to me for dirt cheap. So I got lucky on that. And then I went ahead and got the stripping or the rubber molding from Honda, and I just went ahead and threw it on there so that way it won't scratch up the paint. Moving around to the back, now this HFP rear lip I did purchase around March, so it was pretty much a month after I got my car, and I noticed, hey, like the rear is kind of lacking, and I went on Amazon, was punching in part numbers, and lo and behold, I did find an OEM brand new HFP rear lip, and it was for like 300 and something. And I'm like, damn, man, that's steep. And I had to get it repainted. I had no idea that HFP rear lips were even that hard to find. You know, I was hearing that they're discontinued, and you know, people are like trying to find HFP rear lips and, you know, asking astronomical prices, like, you know, like I think I've seen as high as like 700 for even a rear lip.
Stop it. Get some help.
I did get this wing from Canada, so I believe it came off of an Acura CSX, and to my luck, it was actually taffeta white. Now the color is slightly off, as you could tell, but honestly, I'm okay with it. The middle is carbon, and I basically had to drill into the trunk, put some gaskets. So I just got like some cheap adhesive backing, like gasket material, made a template, put it underneath, and pretty much sealed the hole so that way there's no water that gets into there.
Nice.
Both taillights and the trunk came off of an FD5, which is a CSX in Canada. For those of you that are here in the States, you probably aren't familiar with that vehicle, and it's basically Canada's version of the FD2. These are actual OEM Honda genuine parts. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says Honda right there. And again, off an Acura CSX. Shout out to you, Calvin. If you're watching, I appreciate, you know, he was a big part of this vehicle, so gotta shout him out. Taillights I got from him first, and then I went ahead and got a trunk, got lucky. Oh, and emblems I got from ICB. They are genuine FD2 rear and front emblems. So if you guys are asking, these are authentic emblems. A lot of people have been asking me about these Type R side decals. I ordered these from Japan. It is an OEM part. I will go ahead and put the part number for you guys in the video here, just pop it up on the screen. These did come optional on the Type Rs in Japan, as goes the Type R emblem on the back I got from ICB. So again, an authentic part. On the other side, the Civic, I pretty much just took that from my SI and just threw it on there as well. So yeah, let's get into the mods, because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about mods, and they're always asking, hey man, like what's been done to it? Is it stock? It is not stock. I didn't buy it stock. It came tuned with Honda. The original owner gave me the Honda with the vehicle. I believe it's making like 220 right now. It's not the fastest car in the world, but you know, that's not what I'm going for here. I'm not going for speed. I'm going for something that's fun, you know, reliable, something that I will enjoy for years to come. It does have full ball tons, so let me pop the hood for you guys. Starting off, we have a hybrid racing cold air intake. Came with the vehicle, battery relocation. I like it. It sounds really nice. You can definitely hear it. I do recommend it. If you're in a wet state, or you're like in Florida or somewhere where it gets wet all the time, I wouldn't recommend it. But I mean, out here in the desert, we really don't get any moisture. So I figure, hey, it doesn't really rain that much. Paired with a Skunk 2 Pro Series intake manifold. Now, a lot of people tell me that the RBC regular intake is better than this, which, I mean, I could see that because I know a lot of 9th gen people switch out their intakes for that RBC. So I might be looking to get an RBC. If you guys are selling an RBC locally or in the States, please hit me up. I definitely want to get an RBC, maybe to swap that out. It does have full Hassport motor mounts, so both of the side mounts and the rear are Hassport. No complaints. I love them. Jay's Racing oil cap, by the way. That was actually on my 9th gen, so I just transferred it over. And then I also have the hybrid racing cable shifter bushings and detent springs. So this is it pretty much for the engine bay, guys. Now let's get into the interior of the car. So not much really in the interior, guys. I really like simple. I don't really want to go like too crazy. This is not a show car. Starting off with the steering wheel, it's a stock steering wheel. I did get the red Honda badge on Amazon. It is not an OEM part, but I mean, it just kind of emulates the OEM steering wheel. I do have a Type R cluster, which I recently just put on, and I took the Mugen one off. Osmo from a buddy of mine. Got your awesome sauce from Hybrid Racing. Shout out Hybrid Racing if you guys are watching. Probably aren't, but love you guys' products. I have a Broadway mirror, which is very crucial to see out the rear. And I mean, the stock mirror is like, you can't really see much with the stock mirror. So I do recommend getting a wider mirror so that way your vision is a lot better. And I also have a little Asuna sticker, which is kind of cool. Going down to the center console, I do have a CSX Acura center console piece, which I did get again from the buddy Calvin. Man, Calvin's just, he's the homie, man. Just hooks it up, man. He's my Canadian connect, bro. Shout out to all the Canadians out there. I have yet to meet a Canadian that I didn't like. So any Canadians watching, shout out to you guys. Comes with the slider. Most of you guys know that the regular FA5, this is just open and doesn't really have any of that. So I thought this was a pretty cool addition. I got this badge from Up Garage from Japan. I'm always on their site. They did have a right-hand drive center console, which I did take the plaque out, and then I re-riveted onto mine. And this one is 10,702, so pretty cool, pretty cool. And so this is the Hybrid Racing short shifter, which is paired with a Battlecraft shift knob, which I love so much. Shout out to Battlecraft, they make excellent parts. Quality is really good. I love the teardrop because it just fits in my hand a lot better than a ball. Teardrop is definitely a lot smoother, you know, so I can feel it go in and I can push it in easier than I would if it was like a ball. So my thoughts on the Hybrid Racing shifter, man, I love this thing. Like, this is something that I've been wanting to do. I mean, even since like my 9th gen short shifter, with the D10 springs and the cable bushings, I highly recommend it, guys. If you guys have an 8th gen or any Honda application, get a Hybrid Racing short shifter. Like, it's one of the first things you should do. It's an easy mod. I mean, there's a whole bunch of videos. I do have an installation video. If you guys are interested in watching that, I will link that down in the description below for you guys. Another thing that I forgot to mention to you guys is I do have Melody Box. Shout out to Import Bible. It does have like a lot of sayings, and this is mine. And again, there's many sayings on there. Again, Import Bible makes them, and it's pretty cool. I did forget to mention my side markers are actually OEM as well. I did get them from ICB as well. I did have to splice the wires to make them work with the turn signals as well as the front turn signals. Because I did forget to mention, if you guys are doing the conversion, the front turn signals, which are in here, are a different socket size. So you have to swap out the sockets, and then you can go ahead and plug it in and everything should work okay. I do have a header, which I can't really show you, but it is aftermarket, and I don't really know what brand it is, but I do know that it's aftermarket. I do have an NVIDIA Q300 exhaust, which is really nice. It is a little dirty, guys, excuse that, but I'll do a couple sound clips for you guys. Alright guys, so there is a little sound clip for you guys. I don't know, it's probably not going to be as good as in person, but just to give you guys an idea, it's not really that loud. It's only really loud when you get on it, which I really like. I came from a Skunk 2 Mega RR exhaust on my 9th gen, and that was like deafening. I mean, my ears were bleeding constantly, so I do appreciate a quieter exhaust, but still aggressive. So moving along to the wheels, guys, I went with 8thgen Racing. These are the 8thgen Racing RZs. They are a dark gunmetal gray finish, and I did get lucky on these guys. I wasn't planning to get these. I was actually planning to get some Graham lights or some you know, Volks wheels, but they were backed up until August, so yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. But I did score these for a really good price. Again, on UpGarage website, they were really, really good condition. As you can see, now the specs on these are 18 by 9 plus 25. So they are a little bit aggressive. If you do have an 8gen and you are planning on running anything bigger than an 8.5, you would need camber, especially for the front. The rears, you would need to camber as well, but I do recommend cambering them a little so that way you have some space. I did have to play around with the fitment and I did have to raise it a little bit. I'm not like really low, but I'm not like stock height. So this is kind of like how she'll sit for now until I could dial in the suspension. Speaking of suspension, I do have K-Sport coilovers on it. Came with the vehicle, and K-Sports are all right. You know, they are local here in Arizona. They are nice, but I do prefer BC, which I probably will go with BC Racing coilovers. When we're talking about tires, I have Kumo Extas. These are 225/40 18s. They are directional. I've had Kumos for years, guys, and no complaints. Like, I love Kumo tires. Like, they last a long time. They're pretty decent, and I really haven't had that many issues with them. I've had them on my 9th-gen and pretty much just took it over to the 8th-gen. Pretty much everything that I did on my 9th-gen, I pretty much transferred over here. So yeah, definitely recommend Kumo tires. I mean, aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions on the car, don't hesitate to ask me. I'm on Instagram at Vicwavy. I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the support, man. The love is amazing. I got so many more videos coming soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.